Hello everyone, welcome to the Success Talk Show presents Open Mic event. This event is specifically created for the busy entrepreneurs, the business owners, professionals, the people who are adding value to the society with the different approaches. But when they have such inner talent which is not related to what they do as their own business or profession, so the open mic is a platform for all the individuals who want to share something extraordinary or different from their routine life. So if you want to take out some time from your routine activities, this platform is going to give you an idea or different aspects of sharing your insights about the various topics. You may have a hobby of singing, karaoke, or maybe different types of performing arts. So, Open Mic is a platform for you to showcase that. And today we have with us Mr. Vivek. Vivek ji, I welcome you for presenting your book. So let's hear from him that he has written a book, which I also got a copy from him, that I, me, and myself. So, sir, we would love to hear from you that what was your journey of this book and the insights which we can get from this book and the author itself. So, the Success Talk Show presents Open Mic event invites you for this presentation, and the stage is yours.
Thank you, Ron. Thanks a lot for this opportunity.
We total have 7 to 8 minutes of time for the each performer to present.
Right. So, well, friends, I have, as I said, that this is my seventh book. All the six books that I wrote earlier, they are like most of the time as a trainer, we use the language like and you must do this thing, you must not do that. And those kind of like wherein most of the kind of, it looks like a sermon to the today's generation. And therefore, what I wanted to write in this book is that it should not be taken as a sermon. It should come, the learning should come on its own. And that's the way, like say, I have mentioned, the title is I, Me and Myself, when I met others in me. Now, if before I say anything about the book, I would like to ask the audience that what is that one thing which we keep doing entire day? Not only in waking hours, even when I am sleeping or maybe about to sleep, we keep doing that activity. Can somebody say what exactly is that?
Breathing.
Reading, of course, reading like
Thinking.
said,
I said breathing,
Breathing.
thinking.
And that is something like that. What we keep thinking is, I'm sure what we talk about, that we say self-talk. We keep talking to ourselves, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, there, while talking to ourselves, we have some good thoughts, some are not so good, because what we keep doing the whole day, we keep doing introspection and retrospection, isn't it? And that's where, like, I realized, wrote this entire book in the form of an autobiography of my own self. But I am sure while you will read the book, you will find it your own biography, written by me or written by someone else. And that's the beauty of the book. Now, what I've realized is that I have created a situation wherein at the age of 50, it's a fictitious thing that I am suffering with a heart attack kind of thing, wherein I am hospitalized. And after, when I came home in the convalescing period, I have nothing to do because I am away from my work. And that is the time when I am thinking about these things. And what I realized that while I am talking to myself, there are two different or distinct voices coming. One which is coming and which is justifying all my stances. Whereas the other one, which is telling me, no, I think you made a mistake. It was your problem. And that's where suddenly it got stuck to me that Sigmund Freud has said the same thing, that as per him, there are three psyche. One is id, the second is ego, and third is superego. Now, id is something which keeps alluring ourselves into all the pleasures, which keep justifying all our mistakes. It's like devil's advocate. Whereas on the other side of the story is our superego, which is righteousness, which keeps telling us that no, this is your mistake. What is right, what is wrong? That is our moral conscience, you can say. It is like basically that telling us what to do, what not to do. And in between these two, there is an ego, that is we, which is work as a referee, which keeps controlling, moderating, which keeps guiding us. And we keep looking into both this thing that when I was right, when I was wrong. So what I have done is I have written this entire book in the form of by creating these three distinct characters, wherein I is I, because I, me and myself, the meaning of three words are same. But I have created I is for ego. Me is basically I created the word for id, and myself, I have made it as a short form as MS, that is about superego. And the interaction of these three, I, me, and myself, there are a lot of learning. What I did, in fact, I was realizing that is it only me which is it is happening with me, or it is with all of us? What do you think? Do you also have this kind of thoughts? Can I ask the audience?
Yes, yes, sir.
So if that is the case, in fact, I realized that there is a Carl Roger's very famous quote which says, whatever is most personal is most general. And that's where I realized that if I am thinking like this, I think most of the people are also thinking like that. And that's where this thought has come. So what I did in fact, entire book, I have picked up lots of situations wherein we have such kind of thoughts. For example, we have communication, like we are talking about in this theme is communication. Most of our time goes in the communication at home with our parents, spouse, children, siblings, depending upon our age. And then, of course, when we go to office, it is the seniors and subordinates. And what we keep doing there is we keep arguing with them or with our own self. And this entire, like, there are a lot of concepts that I have used wherein I got either learning, either by making a mistake or by learning from someone. For example, for a small example, like say we have heard about this stimulus and response by Dr. Stephen Covey, is a very famous concept which talks about that it is like what happens to us is only 10% and 90% is because of the response or the reaction that we give. Now, I learned this thing in class 8. I still remember I was a person who was, we used to have a intercom in our school those days, and I used to recite the national anthem and the prayer from the principal room. And people, like say all the students, they were there in the classroom and they were listening it and then reciting with me over intercom. One day what happened is, like, by mistakes, I think I missed one line, or maybe I missed maybe sequence I have changed of the national anthem, and I didn't realize because our principal sir was not there. And by the time I went to my classroom, I was taken for ride, and my class teacher really made me means like all the kinds of punishment, even beating. In those days we used to have sticks, and he didn't tell me what is the wrong. Now the next day when I went to the same routine, I was a bit scared because I knew that now today I am going to get this firing from principal sir also. But believe me, that is where I got my first management lesson. The moment I started intercom and I was about to sing, he just says, his name is Dr. B.B. Chitre, may his soul rest in peace. He just came, Vivek, give me a sec. And he came there, and in those days, those telephone used to be the old telephone, and he opened the telephone box, and in that, there was a complete Janaman Gan, our Rashtriya Geet was mentioned. Now, the message was loud and clear to me that don't make mistake. If you are going to make a mistake, please read it from here. So, it's a small input, but believe me, that has a lot of bearing on my own career. Like say in 8th, I did not know even about the management. But when it came, I think unknowingly, these kind of learning, they go back into your life and you keep using them unknowingly in your life. And that has really helped me in last 40 years that I worked in the public life. Likewise, there are various examples which readers can use. I have given examples of my own discussion with my wife. For example, very, very hot topic with being spouses is about the children's education. The child doesn't study. And they keep saying, why don't you tell him? He doesn't study and all those things, those kind of arguments. Likewise, even at the age, like say, because my kids are like, my son-in-law works for Google and my daughter works for PayPal. And I have seen their interactions also. So I have used all those examples in my book to explain like how to fight with this work-life balance, how to create a work-life balance, how to get out of those stress at the workplace, etc., etc. Then there are various concepts like Pygmalion. I'm sure the audience here knows Pygmalion, that if you expect more from the people they deliver more. Both it is true for employees as well as for children. I have given practical examples of how I was taught Pygmalion, how my seniors have made me do something which has given me learnings, and that has really helped me in my life. Then the topics like coaching, counseling, reverse mentoring, happiness versus success, I mean, variety of topics. It's linked like last 40 years that I have worked in professional life. I have mentioned both my professional as well as personal journey. And before I end, I would like to give you a genesis of this book, which is again is a good story, and I'm sure that may work as a learning experience for many. At least it has worked for me. 15 years I was in Ahmedabad, and I was living in a city where the roads were velvety and the traffic was very moderate, and I used to really enjoy life while driving on the road. While I came to the Bombay, more than me, my car got the shock of their life, because the kind of roads, the kind of traffic, it used to take, like from Thane Ghodbandar Road to Ghansoli Reliance Office, it used to take 1.5 hours. And the kind of road, the kind of traffic, and I used to only crib about what is happening, why this person doesn't drive properly, etc., etc. And that is where one day I had a realization that what am I doing? Why am I wasting time on the outside world? Why not to take care of my own? And that's where, like say, because we were traveling in the AC car, I started recording my voice through those earbuds into my phone. And this I am talking of 12 and 13, 2012 and 13. Believe me, those 2 years have been very, very productive for me, because I never looked outside what is happening outside. And I keep making those audio files. And then, of course, because of Flipkart, because of Jana Bank, because of Zomato, I left it. Now, as we know that adversities, they work for your favor. Again, in 2020, all of us know that this COVID struck. My wife was in US and she got stuck there because there was no flight. She cannot come back. And that is the time when I was all alone. And suddenly I realized that I have these audio files. What I did is I converted those audio files into the text files, and then this genesis of the book came into the existence. So again, like, it is up to us how we utilize our time and how we can take those learnings and share it with others. So the whole purpose of writing this book is, if I have handled these things, and I have not written, by the way, I am not guiding anything, I am not telling in this book, by the interaction of this me and MS, that is id and super ego, like I am only perplexed many times that when I was right, whether I was right in that condition or I was right on that condition. And probably that is where the learning will come to all the readers. So that's all about my book. Thank you, Rohan, once again for the opportunity given to me.
Definitely, sir. Thank you for your valuable insights with our audience. And the first thing which I come to know, that when we see the title, that I, me, and myself, this gives an immense value when we introspect our own self-talk, and the narration of the self-talk through a book, then definitely it will be a relatable. Also, one point I just noted down when you are speaking, that was when look like, or we can say the like-minded people meet, communicate, interact with each other, that time something good is going to get generated, something good is going to get created. And that's the reason why we all individual intellectual people are joining here at the Success Talk Show presents open mic event. So thank you, sir. Thank you for joining in.